good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is the Sarasota Technology User Group and the Central Florida Computer Society's WinSIG or Windows Special Interest Group for Sunday, March 8th, 2026. I'm Hewie Poplock, and I'll lead this afternoon's discussion, and we'll be talking about Windows and computers in general. Welcome. And I am in the ga gallery mode, and I think I found how to make the gallery mode part of the recording instead of just the individual speakers. And so I hope some of you who don't have your cameras on, turn it on so we can see you. We see what you look like. It does not show your name in the recordings. I have that turned off. So anyway, this is the Windows Special Interest Group. We get together the second Sunday of every month. And let me go ahead and share again. And I will minimize this so I can use it at the end. And full screen this. And this is my website. And we use the WinSIG or Windows Special Interest Group page. I've already set up the items for today. I came across a bunch of Microsoft articles yesterday, but I didn't add them. I'll add them for next month because we got a large number of items here, and I'm sure we can get enough discussion. And I'm starting to use AI to create my little pictures that go with each month. And then, of course, I also post this is the February recording of the WinSig. And so if you click here, it will take you to YouTube and let you watch it. And so I've been doing those so you can see that I've done some interesting thumbnails for these, and I'm trying to attract people. And so I'm trying to make them a little bit more presentable. Okay, let's get started and see what we've got here. Overhyped and underwhelming. 10 Windows 11 features that missed the mark. So let's take a look at that by opening in a new tab. And let's see. Oh, this one's different. I'm in Chrome, so I have to do it differently. I should have been in Edge, but okay, there we go. So overhyped and underwhelmed. 10 items. Widgets are a noisy mess. How many of you use widgets? I don't. There's a few out there that are interesting. I just I think that it just clutters up the screen, and I'm generally in a program, so I don't need to have a widget anyway. And we'll talk when we break for discussion. We'll see if any of you are using widgets, and let's tell us what you use. The new File Explorer is still buggy. This person that wrote the article said I was extremely disappointed when Microsoft abandoned Windows 10's set features before it launched, since it would have, among other things, added tabs to File Explorer. So I eagerly awaited improvements with Windows 11 File Explorer, and basically there haven't been. I haven't had any trouble with it. I don't use the tabs that much because I'm moving things back and forth, and I want them both open at the same time. So I'll have two or three of them open, and I'm moving things around that way in File Explorer. And three is true Android app support didn't materialize. That's kind of bad, but you know what? Times have changed. I don't think there's any Android apps now that I would want to run. I'm doing a lot of stuff with AI, so I don't really need to. And again, we'll come back and see what you have to say about that. A cohesive visual redesign never arrived. Yeah, they didn't really change. Windows 11 looks a lot from Windows 10. Little things that kind of annoy us, kind of like going into the grocery store and they've moved everything around, but same stuff is still there. It's just shelf or aisle 3 is now what aisle 10 was, and aisle 10 is what aisle 4 was. So, uh, and then things that were on the bottom are now on the top and that sort of thing. The Teams chat feature is gone. I didn't use Teams anyway, or I don't. Phone link is it still feels like a beta test. Yeah, I'm not real happy with phone link. It doesn't work as well. They're now taking the photos and putting it in File Explorer instead of in Phone Link. But I use Phone Link a lot because usually my phone is in the other room, and when I get a company that's texting me the code so I can log on to the website, I just open up Phone Link and I get it from there. So I don't have to go find my phone and bring it in and have it next to me all the time. Touchscreen PCs are no longer a focus. I kind of miss that. I had a large screen monitor touchscreen that I really liked on my PC. And when it died, I went looking, and there aren't any reasonably priced touchscreens if you can find any at all. ViewSonic has a few, but they're very expensive. And I really like a touchscreen. And I'm close enough to the monitor in my little cubby hole here in the corner of my bedroom that I could reach it very easily and use the touchscreen. And then tablets, uh, of course, have touch screens, and but they're saying on the PCs, not so much the tablets. The Xbox, I haven't touched. I have never even used an Xbox, so I can't comment on this at all. And then 9 is using multiple desktops is still inconvenient. Yeah, I don't use that. I do not use it. And then Copilot Plus PC features don't do much. They're starting to do more and more. Like Jolyn said earlier, she's been using it quite a bit. A better future for Windows 11. Microsoft will focus on addressing pain points. Well, what that remains to be seen. And then let's go ahead and see what you've got to say about any of those items. Any comments?
Well, my comment on going from 10 to 11 is not so much that it's a major transformation, but I find Windows 10 tedious now because of I like having tabbed File Explorer and tabbed Notepad and tabbed command prompts, and um, I find Windows 11 to be more convenient to use than Windows 10.
Yeah, I think once you get used to Windows 11, you really appreciate a lot of the things that they updated. Elva, your hand is up.
Well, I just question about whether the chat feature in Teams has been disabled because I was on a Teams meeting a day or two ago and we were doing chat on Teams. So I'll have to pay attention and see whether he was right or wrong about that. I hope he was wrong because the chat feature in these video conferences is important, I think.
Okay, and Jolyn, your hand is up.
Yeah, widget, the Windows widget is ridiculous. Thankfully, you can go in, open it, go in and turn off the auto pop open. So it doesn't, if you happen to slide over it, it doesn't pop open. You have to actually click on it to open it. I don't understand why they're doing that. I don't, and it's hard to set up. I mean, it shows me my, and I've turned it off, but I leave it on because I teach and people want to know what it is. The other thing is I really like the tabs in File Explorer. I have really, sometimes it doesn't always take, File Explorer doesn't always take me back to where I want it to, my first page should be, even though I've told it I want the home. But I do like having, because I am very often working, like right now I'm working with my PowerPoint presentation for next Friday. I've got a Camtasia open for, which is in a different space. So I've got different project I'm working on in different spaces in File Explorer, but each tab is open so I can quickly get into it, click on it, and I have access to the files. So I
Right.
like the way that works. Having them side by side, yes, I've used split screen for years, since 7, and still enjoy it. But and I like that they've expanded the split screen stuff, but I like the way that those tabs work now more and more. Thank you.
Xtree and Norton used to have programs, and I know there's some free or freemium programs out there that do the same kind of thing. They open up two windows at the same time when you open it, and you can move stuff back and forth. Uh,
Yeah.
and Drew, I know you're about to mention what it's called, but
Well, I use more often than File Explorer a program called One Commander
yeah, that's
because
a Windows Commander and One Commander, and there were several of them, and then there was one
um,
called Xtree as well.
yeah, the thing I like about One Commander is it restores the tabs that you had open previously so that if you have two tabs or four tabs open that you use regularly, they're always there for you.
If you think of it, if you can find the link, if you'd put it in the chat. Marilyn, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you. I was not aware of phone link. Could you go into more detail about that?
Yeah, in fact, I can even show it to you. Let's go ahead and share my screen.
I like it very much. The phone link helps me a lot because I have 2 different phones and I can connect to either one of them.
Yeah, if you'll see down here is phone link in my, I hope you can see it at the bottom. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to is when they take the taskbar and you can move it to the side or to the top. But anyway, so when I open it, I can look at my messages and I can look at my phone calls and I can look at my photos from my phone. And I'm connected to my phone. I know that's 100% charged. It's sitting right next to me. And if I want, I can click it. Let's see, can I click it? It's connected. I think, no, that's right. I think now it doesn't work that way, but I can look at all my messages. So if I get a text message, I can look right here and I can see uh here's my link verification code from one place uh and so on. Let's see.
So how do you connect your phone to begin with?
Um let's
Well,
um
the very first
I
time that you run the program, you'll have the option to walk through a set of settings.
Oh,
Don't you have to
okay, thank you.
download the app?
It's part of Windows. Okay.
Or you can find it in the Microsoft Store.
Notice I put right here how, I don't know if you can hear my phone going off, but that's the tone that I get when I get a text message. So I can go out now and I can go look, and somebody probably just sent me that from here, right? And
Okay.
they said hello, Huey. Who was that?
That sounds like AI.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna make a point here, Huey. Anybody who sends a link or sends a text to somebody that you haven't communicated with before, make sure you include who you are, because not everybody may have your phone. I get texts from people and I have no clue who they are. I have to
absolutely, absolutely, that's
include
great.
your name. Thank you.
Okay, how do I set up a phone link? And I'll just do this in Copilot since it's a Microsoft product. Phone link lets your Windows 11 PC sync with your Android or iPhone for calls, text, notifications, and photos. Setup takes about 2 to 4 minutes. Open phone link on your PC. If it's missing, rare on Windows 11, install it from the Microsoft Store for free. Choose your phone type, whether it be Android or iPhone. pick the one you're using. On your phone, install a companion app. If you have Android, which is a better experience, install Link to Windows from Google Play. Many Samsung phones already have it built in. Open it and sign in with the same Microsoft account as your PC. Tap a QR code or scan the code shown on your PC, and then approve the permissions for notifications, contacts, SMS, photos and media, and allow background activity. These enable texting, calling, and photo sync. And if you have an iPhone, you install PhotoLink from the App Store. You open it, scan the QR code from your PC, approve the Bluetooth pairing and notification permission, and note if iPhone features are more limited than, no, they are. iPhone features are more limited than Android, so there's no photo gallery sync. And then finish pairing on your PC after scanning the QR code. Click continue, approve any Bluetooth pairing prompts, and phone link will confirm when connected. And there you go.
So you can answer telephone calls also from your computer?
The answer to that, I believe, is yes. I
Yes,
don't,
you
I
can.
think it's,
Yeah,
yeah, and I think it's phone link that's doing it. So yes.
it doesn't come on by default, but you can turn it on.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks very much.
let's see. Calls. No, that's,
Yeah, that way if you're
yeah, right here.
again,
Yeah,
if you
so
you know if your phone is on another table in another room, you can still answer your phone.
I can call a number and type it in here and use my computer microphone and my computer speakers uh, to hold a phone call. Of course, the phone's got to be somewhere in the general area
Thank you.
because it's doing it with Bluetooth. I use it. I You can see I have it right on my desktop. I use it all the time, especially for two-factor authentication.
Mm.
Okay, any
Walter has his hand raised.
okay, Walter,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. With phone link, excuse me, with the two-factor authentication, what it's been doing recently is on most times, if somebody's texting me the code to get into a website, it just pops up on my screen. All I have to do is click the mouse and copy it. It's
Yes.
Yep,
very easy. Also,
yep.
the other day, I needed to get a screenshot off my phone, and I started to do the screenshot of the phone. And I said, wait a minute, I can do that in phone link. And I just opened the phone and phone link and copied it off my computer screen. So I didn't have to move it off the phone and get it on my computer.
You got a Samsung phone though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Samsung does that. Other Android phones and iPhones do not. You have to, and I did, I think I did a video on it, of something that I use to, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to minimize. Let's see, how do I do this? Uh, so I can get to my desktop.
If
Okay.
Google Messages pinned to my in my browser, I have immediate access in my browser to my text messages.
Yeah, I can't remember what the program is that I use, and I use Wire, but I can connect to my phone. Uh, I
Yeah.
know
If
you
if you're
use it too,
using
Drew.
if you're using Google Messages as your text
But,
messaging
yep,
platform, which is typically on Android, you can actually use a web browser on a computer
yep,
and go
that's what I
to, I
do.
think, messages.google.com and log in and do text messaging on any computer.
I do it all the time. I love it. Even if my phone is sitting right here, my fingers are on my keyboard. Why not just do it here on the computer? I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's share again. And
Uh,
we've gotten through one article so far.
But it's a good conversation.
It has been. It has been, and I think we helped somebody with phone leak. So, Martha, I think, Marcia. Anyway, we helped her. Okay, so let's go to Microsoft brings agentic AI to consumer chatbot with new Copilot tasks. And you know what? That sounds gibberish to me. And it probably does to you, so don't worry about it. If you're into some AI, agentic means creating programs that do several AI, might use several AI apps and puts it all together. I call it the batch file of AI. It puts it together different things, and you do one thing and then another, and it does it all automatically with an agent. And that's what a agentic AI is. And Paul Thurrott can be right down to the nitty gritty, but he can also be very deep when he does articles or his website does. And this is something that you might want to take a look at if you're interested in it. And let's see, whoops, I didn't do the, oh, let's see here. Highlight the text you want to open in reading mode. Oh, well, I should have done this in fact, let me do that. I am going to close this and open up Edge and go to Hewie.net. Y'all still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I close something and all of a sudden I closed out Zoom. Okay, so we're here and it's what was it? Control F9,
Just F9.
just F9. Okay. Come on. How to fix. It doesn't like it.
It's
Okay.
detecting an ad blocker somewhere.
Yeah.
The
How
how
to
to
fix.
fix is only going to tell you how to uninstall
Yeah.
something that
Yeah. All right.
uh, are you're not using an ad blocker though, are you?
Probably. But anyway, F9 gets rid of it. All right. Microsoft brings Agentic. So here it is. The consumer version of Microsoft Copilot is about to get new agentic AI feature named Copilot Tasks. Microsoft described the feature as a to-do list that does it itself, done by an AI agent using its own computer and web browser in the background. So that's what it does. I don't know whether it's available yet. I haven't played with it. I don't really have a use for it that I know of, although there are a couple of tasks that I've been doing that I'm doing using, let's say, agenic, not agenic, perplexity for one thing, and then I go to Grok because it does something good for doing something else with that information. Then I take that information, I drop it into Gemini and get the final result I want. Well, what Copilot tasks and what Genic does is it does all of those from like a prompt or from a link that you put with all three of them and what you want it to do. Okay, so let's go back to WinSIG. 5 mod tools to customize Windows 11. Okay, let's see what we get here. F9. Okay, and this is about the author, Windhawk. I have never heard of this one. Extensive modding for beginners and power users. And it brings you hundreds of open source community created mods through its app. Beginners can get instant visual upgrades such as glass morphism, aesthetic, while advanced users will appreciate the customization ability through code tweaks and for custom setups. And so let's see what it says here. And that's pretty much it. Windhawk is the name of it. Anyone here have used it or heard about it? That's what I thought. I hadn't heard any use,
Yeah,
anything about it.
new to me.
Explore, Explorer Patcher, legacy Windows feature in one app. Explorer Patcher brings back the Windows 10 and some Windows 7 aesthetic functionality for ample adjustments in one free app. The problem with programs like this is when they update Windows, then things in this program may not work. I don't know, but they may then update the app, the utility, and fix it. So, you're on your own if you want to try it. Uh, Start all back, polished, lightweight, and stable customization. Available on the Microsoft Store. It offers user-friendly system-wide themes with superb stability. It's free for 100 days. And then after it costs $5 for one license key and $11.99 for three PCs. And that's as of February. This lightweight tool is the only paid option on the list, but $5 for Start All Back feels more than justified given the ease of use, one-click themes, and rock-solid stability. I don't do a lot with themes. If you'll notice, when let me minimize this, I use a very plain color in the background for my desktop just to make it easier when I'm demonstrating things. It doesn't look as, I shouldn't say it doesn't look as cluttered because it still looks cluttered, but it looks easier to see things when it's one color. All right, let's see. Let me go come back to this. Uh, Arrow Tweaker, precise tailoring for power users. So if you're not a power user, you don't have to listen to this. It has hundreds of registry tweaks, and I don't go in. I, I'm probably you would consider me a power user, but I don't touch the registry. So I guess I'm not a power user. But you can the work.
Um,
Go ahead, Drew.
yeah, I use WinArrow Tweaker. That's the only tweaker app of all of these that I know and use. Um, it has a lot of features that are for advanced power users, but there are a lot of things in there that anybody can use as well. It allows you to, for example, with one button click, change in File Explorer in Windows 11 when you right click. You get a shortened menu, and then you have to click more to get the rest of them. There's a button in there where you can click it and it will make the Windows 11 File Explorer open all the way as opposed to making you click twice. And there are other things in there that are easy for anybody to change. Um, there's a link to install the now defunct WordPad if you want to get WordPad back. There's not everything is advanced.
It's a
Okay,
system hog.
say that again.
It's a system hog. That's back from Windows 98 days, WinArrow, from way back when. It's
Oh,
a
really?
system hog.
Okay. I took a swallow of my Diet Coke and choked me up, so I'm sorry. Okay, so it's how you do it, what you use. And then there's translucent TB.
Huey, you're muted.
Thank you. I'm muted because I'm coughing. But it's clear, opaque, blur, or acrylic. You can change the taskbar, so you can play around with your taskbar with it. So you can make Windows yours. I don't like to do a lot of these things because I want to be generic. So if I'm helping somebody or showing somebody like on here that I can demonstrate, and I don't have to explain why it's so different than it probably is on their computer. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to stop the share, let you guys talk for a minute, and I'm going to mute because I'm coughing here and I can't talk.
And Drew mentioned WordPad a minute ago, and I took over a website that's all HTML, and I tried to paste something in it, and the app I'm using does not have a way to strip extra characters out. So I was using Notepad, and quickly found that the new Notepad does not strip anything out. I end up having to download Notepad to do that.
Yeah, Notepad++ is a very valuable tool. But maybe what I'll do is after this meeting, when we normally do the CFCS main meeting, I've only got one thing on my mind that I was going to show everybody. I can add to that the WinArrow tweaker and give everybody a quick 5-minute overview of WinArrow tweaker so you can get a feel for whether or not you might want to try it or not.
That sounds good. Thanks, Drew. Okay, let's see if I can do this without coughing again. So we want to share. Okay, so we got that. So my Windows 11 piece felt slow until I disabled these 4 features. Not me, it's an article. And F9, thank you, Dick. Uh, when I first upgraded to Windows 11 in late 2021, I didn't find performance to be a big issue. Okay, let's see what else he says. Transparency effects. That glossy UI looks good. That's UI for user interface. Looks great, but it comes at a cost. One of the first things I generally like about Windows 11 at launch was how polished everything looked. The translucent taskbar, frosted menus, and subtle blur effects gave the OS a modern, almost premium feel. But once I got used to that look, the aesthetics mattered less, and eventually I cared more about how the system actually felt to use. So the problem is when transparency effects are enabled, Windows has to render layers, apply blur, and dynamically blend interface elements with whatever sits behind them. That workload may sound trivial, especially when you have a high-end GPU, but it's happening consistently across the entire desktop. Every time you open the Start menu, switch between windows, or interact with the UI, Windows is doing extra work behind the scenes just for aesthetics. But once I disabled it by heading to Settings, Personalization, Colors, Transparency, Transparency Effects, every desktop interaction felt lighter and more responsive. Animation effects. It's something else you can turn off. Just don't feel as fast as instant transitions. So we can sure all agree that Windows 11 leans heavily into animation when menus fade smoothly and transitions stretch just long enough to make navigation visually pleasing. Those are things that are using your computer more and making it it could be making it slower. And so he disabled animation effects altogether by going to accessibility, visual effects, animation effects, and then it didn't get slower over the years, but that subtle delay every time I opened a new menu started to bother me a bit. Now, remember that what I'm showing you here and these ways of doing things, if you go back to the WinSIG, all of these items are listed here and the articles are there and you can click on it and look up the article and have it yourself to remind you what you wanted to check on later on. Or you can watch the video of this too. Okay, let's come back over here. Startup apps. The performance drain I didn't take seriously for far too long, and this is something I have done, is when you go to startup apps in your settings, it'll show you which ones are enabled and which ones are disabled. For instance, on this one, phone link is disabled, so it wouldn't come up when that person started. On mine, you would see that it's enabled. Well, let's say I don't use phone link or I don't want to use it. I disable it as part of startup. That's not disabling the program. It's not doing anything to the program except it doesn't start up and put a piece of it in memory so you can get to it quicker. So sometimes there are programs and apps that you use that you don't need to have start up when you start your computer. It'll make the startup go quicker, and it'll also will make your computer. It could make your computer run a little bit quicker. So when I check the list of startup apps in Task Manager, let's take a look how you do that. Task Manager, and startup apps is right here. I click it, and there's everything is in my startup. And you can see some are enabled, some are disabled. Some I disabled and so on. Like everything.exe, I have enabled. When I start up, I want to have uh, everything ready to go. All I do is click on it and it's there. But right now, I'm not using Crisp. Uh, let's see, I am using the exe and I have it enabled. I turned it off for a while because I was having some issues. And I wasn't sure whether it was causing it or not. So I disabled it. Let's see, what else? If you don't want Copilot to start, and I don't right now, I open it when I need it. So I have disabled it to start. Let's see what else I have that, let's see, phone link I've got enabled. Snag it I have enabled. Um, Xbox I don't use, so I don't have a need for it to be enabled. And it may have been enabled in Windows by default. I don't know. So you can go in and you can check on those and turn them off. If you don't know what it is, don't disable it because it might be something your computer needs and you may not be able to get back in to turn it back on. Okay, so this article explains just what I talked about. Let's close a few of these up. And I'm not going to go through this because we could spend all day on this, but okay, I know. Continue with those. There we go. And then F9. It's a OneDrive guide. A lot of you are confused about OneGuide and you don't know what it is or what it's used for. Well, here's a guide that will talk about it. Here's the TLDR, too long, didn't read key takeaways. So OneDrive is a Microsoft's cloud storage platform. Key features, Personal Vault provides enhanced security, AI-powered tools, enhanced productivity, and OneDrive supports cross-platform accessibility. So then it goes on and talks about what OneDrive is, getting started with it, streamlining the file management, secure. And so for those of you who are using OneDrive and don't understand a lot of things you can do with it, this is a good article. For those of you who don't use it and want to at least take a look at it, this is a good article. Those of you who help other people, you might find some things here that will help put together a small presentation to get people started in OneDrive or to help them understand it. So you should keep that in your library. And one of the ways you can do that is you can, uh, let's see, I know. Now I got to try to remember. You can summarize it. And summarize the page, and it's using Copilot and it's summarizing it. So if you don't quite understand it, you might want to do that. You might also want to tell it to print the page, and I use an extension. Let's see if I've got it on here. I may not. Let's see, do extensions. Yeah, I do. Um,
Print friendly.
yep, print friendly and print friendly page. So it puts it in a very nice way here. But one of the things that print friendly, let's see, okay. One of the things you can do with print friendly is you can tell it a PDF, downloading your PDF file. It's been downloaded. So if we go and look at my downloads, all kinds of things are opening. And go to downloads. It opened up on the other screen, so I'll move it over. And Geeky Gadgets, Microsoft OneDrive Guide. Open it. This is the PDF program that I use, but it's a PDF and it's 5 pages long. And it's cut out all the ads. And I now have a document to work with or to play with or do summarize or tell it to make a video out of it or a PowerPoint or whatever you want to do. So using the extension Print Friendly. Okay. And turn that off and come back to WinSIG. Okay, let's stop the share and see if there's anything anyone wants to say, and I can clear my throat. There we go. Jolin.
Yeah, that print friendly is a very nice addition to my, I mean, I had it and I had it turned off. I didn't realize it. You must have mentioned it in the past or somebody did, but thank you so much. That's going to be a wonderful help.
Can someone expound on that? What is print friendly? It's an extension to Edge. Is that what it is?
It's an extension in Chrome. I went to the Chrome, to the extension, this Chrome Store extension, and typed in print friendly, one word. Print friendly? Wait. Print friendly.
And what does it do instead of print? I mean, why wouldn't I just use
it'll take a screenshot. It'll do, then you can view the current screenshot, and it allows you to easily work to save PDF files from a website.
It'll also take out the ads, Elva. So you don't have to print out the ads. So
And you can
makes it easier
edit the
to read.
pages as well. You can take out the stuff you don't want.
Yeah, and you've got quite an extensive settings feature in it so that you can fine tune it to the way you work.
Yeah, lots of times they have pictures that really they're just there for aesthetic purposes, and you want the fact, but you want to print the thing up, you can get rid of the pictures, and that'll save you pages many times.
And if you really want a picture, you can always go back and take a quick screenshot of it and plug it in where you want it in the PDF.
You can also adjust the size of the pictures, 100%, 50%, whatever.
Nice.
If you can also do it right from Edge.
I would think it works in Edge because they're both Chromium-based browsers. So yeah, it should.
And there's the 3 dots up in the address bar at the very right corner, the 3 dots. There should be something down there that says, I forget what it says, but no, it says print. I think it's a print. I think it says print.
Yeah, you can print it. I'm in print friendly right now to that page.
No,
you'll notice when
Are you in Edge or you in Chrome?
I'm in Edge right now.
Okay, Edge. If you go to the 3 dots in the upper right corner next to your summarize, there's the 3 dots next to summarize. No, the other side. Oh, yeah, right inside right there. See the immerse reader? Click the immerse reader. Now, when you click immerse reader, you can just go over to your 3 dots again, and you can say print it.
What happens if you right click? Can you right click and print?
You left click on the 3 dots in the right corner, right next to chat, the 3 dots. So you're printing this web page. It'll print everything, but you just go and tell it to do, because it takes out all the ads also. But down the bottom, it's got all the pictures and stuff. So if you click the 3 dots over in the right corner, you'll see you can take it out and just print the first 20 pages. Now, if you click that now, say PDF, print, click print, and you're going to print, you want to print it as a PDF. Right now, it's taking your printer, but you want to change your printer to PDF. Change the printer to PDF, Microsoft PDF.
Yep, save as
Yeah.
PDF.
No, Microsoft PDF,
Yeah,
right there,
Yeah.
Microsoft
we've
PDF. Click
always been
that.
able to do that.
You click that, and then you can go over here and you can just print say if there's 20 pages and 10 of those pages are just garbage, you just print the 5. You can go over
Yeah.
and look at it. You can scroll down and look at it. Because I do that all the time. Because this website is going to be gone. It's going to be either archived or deleted. I take this here and print a PDF and put it in my teach folder.
Okay, but there's a couple of things we can do with this right now. You can have it read aloud.
Right.
OneDrive Guide 2026. Setup, syncing, sharing permissions, and file recovery. Learn how to set up OneDrive on different platforms. Use file.
There we go. So you can have it read to you. You can change the voice options to it. You can let's see, I'm in read aloud. How do I get out of that? I guess X here. You can translate it, you can explain, you can chat with Copilot, you can summarize it. And I thought you could change the fonts to the font size, but also,
I think you did that in settings.
yeah, let's see, support. And then there was one other thing I wanted to show how to do, and they may have changed it now, but where to go? I keep not seeing it.
Which one are you looking for?
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Print friendly. You can do a full page screenshot and so on, but if we do print friendly page, now you'll notice as I move, so if I click right now, that picture goes away. So I can come down and if there's any other pictures,
Fine tune it to what you really want.
Yeah, and then save it, and it'll save it without the pictures. So it does a lot.
Nice.
Okay, we had some hands up here, so let's stop the share. Detlef, how are you?
Good, thank you.
That
Hey, you had a summarize function that was in the address bar at the top. Was that a function of the browser you're using, or is that an extension?
Which one? Because it's at the top of almost
The
everything
one that
I
you
do.
just used as you were
Using print
explaining
friendly.
this.
I think it's something
No,
within print friendly.
before you explain print friendly, just before you got to it.
Okay, that's part of Edge, so it's probably Copilot.
Yeah, there was a Copilot sign in there. So do you have
Yeah.
to, is it automatically built into Edge, or can you use it in the other browsers too?
I believe that one's built into Edge, but
Okay.
in Chrome, I think there's also Edge actually, and you got Gemini. Let me open up a
Right.
instance of
No, I
Chrome.
just noticed that the logo was
Yeah,
in the address bar itself. So
yeah.
that's why I was
So
wondering.
okay, yeah. Here's Chrome, and let me go to a page other than my Facebook page, just for the heck of any page. But you can ask Gemini up here at the corner. So because Gemini is which is Google, the same as Chrome is.
We're not seeing your
Okay.
screen, Hewie.
I'm sorry.
We're not seeing your screen.
Oh, sorry about that, folks. Oh, I have fun with this stuff. Too many buttons to push.
Right.
Okay, so let me bring up Chrome again. And at the top in Chrome is Ask Gemini. And when you
Right.
click it, it opens up a window to the right. And now I have Gemini instead of Copilot. Why? Because Chrome is a Google product, and so is the Gemini. Okay, let's stop the share again. I think somebody else had a hand up. Drew?
Yes. You had just covered the auto start programs in Windows.
Yes.
I ran into a problem, where my computer was starting very slowly, and I knew there were things starting that I didn't want to have started. And I even had one program that you're familiar with called Local Send that was starting up twice. And when I went into the task manager and startup, the things that I knew were starting were not listed there. And I ended up going to Microsoft has a division of software called sysinternals, and Microsoft sysinternals has an app called Auto Runs, and it does a more comprehensive look at what is auto running in Windows. And I found the apps in there that were starting up, and I found where local send was starting up twice. I was able to eliminate all of those things and get my computer to start up faster. So if you are having startup problems and you think there might be something starting that you're not aware of, Microsoft sysinternals auto runs is a tool that you can use. And I just threw it into the chat so you can get to it.
Okay, one of the problems I had when I was starting up my computer, I was getting a couple of error messages. And all I had to do was click on them and they would go away, but I didn't know what was causing them. And I did a, a capture of what the error message said. I put it in and it was generic and it was a real long involved fix to try to get rid of it. And I didn't know whether that would help it or not. So what I did is I turned off everything. I disabled everything that I thought I didn't need. In other words, I didn't wholesale go in and disable startup programs because some of them are needed. And if you do it, you're liable to screw up your Windows. So I shut off all the things that I normally would have clicked to start, and uh, and the problem wasn't there. So I started turning one startup at a time, or sometimes two because I got impatient, and sometimes even three, and until it appeared, till that error message appeared. I knew what was causing it. So now I could at least try to check and see why it was doing it. And so sometimes those things you can troubleshoot by turning off things that you start. Same thing with extensions. I've had some error messages come up on my screen that's saying when I go into ChatGPT or one of the others, what causes this error? And it will say the first thing you want to do is check your extensions, turn all your extensions off to your browser, and then one at a time turn them on and see where the problem arises. It's probably one or more of your extensions. And sometimes two of them don't like each other. So one works and the other one works, but when they're together, they don't work. Kind of like some brothers or some sisters. Separately, they are both ideal kids, but when they're in the same room together, you got arguments. So anyway, so I thought I'd throw that in there. So let's go ahead and share again. And 3 reasons users are unhappy with Windows 11. Let's see if you agree with them. And F9. Okay, the reliability. Seems every Windows update causes havoc for one group of users or another. This all started after Microsoft sacked its team of software engineers specifically tasked for ensuring that updates were 100% ready. So Linux, they're saying in this article, Linux is not plagued by similar issues. Uh, Change for the sake of change. So sometimes Windows just changes things and uh, it just, you know, why? And so some people get unhappy with Windows. And then too much AI. And there's more and more ways in which you can shut off AI. Why is it we always want something when we get it? We want to turn it off. And that just happened with Windows and DOS and everything else. Or the program that Microsoft forgot, or the thing that Microsoft forgot when they were putting together DOS or Windows. Someone would bring it out, and then Microsoft would add it, and then people would write articles on how to turn it off. So no one is happy 100% of the time, and 100% of the people are never happy all of the time. Okay, so that's that article. Um, Microsoft says that Windows 11 will retain legacy printer drivers. I think we may have talked about this last time. If not, it was on the Monday show on Tech for Senior. But Microsoft came out and said that they were going to deprecate a lot of the legacy printer drivers, the drivers for older printers. And boy, did they create a firestorm. So now they're saying, they have not ended support for the legacy printer drivers. As of January 15th, drivers submitted to Windows Hardware Quality Labs and published to Windows Update will only be approved on a case-by-case basis. Referencing the announcement that caused confusion, an update to the Windows roadmap stated that Windows will no longer support V3 and V4 printer drivers. This update was inaccurate and has since been removed. It wasn't accurate. There was such an upheaval about it. They decided not to do it. It's my understanding. While we have become used to the company releasing updates for Windows that cause problems, to publish announcements which are either misleading or just plain wrong is a different territory. The good news is, however, that your old printer should continue to work for the foreseeable future. So if it works now, it probably will continue to work. If it doesn't work now, it's not going to work later. Okay, Microsoft adds built-in network speed test. I don't have it yet, so I can't tell you anything about it. It's supposed to be when you go down to the bottom right of a Windows screen where you got the network. If you click that, there's supposed to be something now that says screen test or speed test, I should say. And I don't have it. So it's not out yet, but I'm not sure why I would want it. I like speedtest.net. And when you run it, it is from Ookla.
I use that all the time.
Yep, it goes out and it finds the server that you're using. It finds another server and it says, okay, we're going to test between them. I click go.
The the only difference is when you're in the browser, that speed test number is being affected even so slightly by the browser itself and how you have it configured, how many tabs you have open, etc. There is available in the Microsoft Store right now a version of speed test that's a regular Windows app that will give you slightly better results or more accurate results. And there's even
There's the ad for it.
Yeah. And then there's even a command line tool that I use that takes Windows apps completely out of the picture so that when you run the speed test from the client tool, you're not getting interference from Windows Explorer.
Yeah, and other things that affect it. If you got three TVs on and you're streaming on all three of them, that's going to affect it as well. And if you're on a laptop that you're using Wi-Fi and not direct connect like I am, you're not going to get the speeds that they tell you're paying for. So it's not if you can, you want to connect directly with a wire to your router because you can see what I'm getting. I'm paying for 1 gigabit and I'm getting pretty close to it, both up and down, using fiber optics.
Mm.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very fast speed. You got to be using fiber because you're not getting that with copper.
No, no, and in most cases, if you're not using fiber, you don't get up and down the same speeds either.
No.
So let me go ahead and stop the share. See if there's any other people that want to raise their hand. Anyone really getting a terrible speed? Because all of the companies now are offering either fiber or some kind of a faster speed for a decent price and probably less if you haven't changed your account in several years or in a few years, you might want to revisit either the company you're using or check some of the other companies. Most likely, you can save some money by switching or calling the company you're using and tell them you want a different plan that you can save some money and get faster speeds. And they have it.
The Comcast is laying cable all in where I am, my 55 community. They're laying fiber with Comcast because they want to get the people off of what we have, and it is fast. I have to say, I don't have it. I'm using Breeze Line, which is still not sufficient, but it could be better. But Comcast has a special $40 a month for internet, 5 years guaranteed.
Yep, and
That's a good price.
yeah, and
Yep.
now and it's probably a pretty good speed too, probably 500.
Yep.
500 megabits. Yeah. Any other comments? The big thing is that if you're using a laptop, you're not going to get the speed that you think you're paying for. So if you have a higher speed, you are going to get you're going to get more speed, but you can only go as fast as uh, the slowest link in the connection that you're making. So if you're going through a server somewhere that's not high speed, it's not going to be high speed when it gets to the other end. Drew, your hand is up.
Yeah. The the other thing that you can do to see about speed testing is sometimes some routers, like mine does, has the speed test app built into the router. And if you log into the router, you can run a speed test on the router itself. That gives you a truer representation of what you're getting based upon what the cable company is selling you. Also, if you run it on your phone, you'll get a different result than you'll get in Windows. And if you run it on Linux, you'll get a different result than in Windows. Linux tends to be a lot faster results, for me anyway, than Windows does.
Yeah, and there's other things that can affect it as well. Uh, and it can be different in different places. What you're connecting with, as I said, you can only be as fast as the slowest. So if you're going through a server that's slow, it's going to be slower. And also, as I said, using a laptop, uh, it can slow you down considerably, but it still may be fast enough you don't have to worry about it, and you don't. And and then you also have, if you've got an older computer, you may have either a Wi-Fi or a network card in there that's not capable of doing the speeds that some of us can get. And so no matter what you do, without changing the computer or without changing the card in the computer, you're not going to get fast speeds at all.
It also depends upon what you're doing. Like, for example, I back up data from one cloud drive to another, and that forces the data technically to come down to my computer from cloud server A and then go back up to the cloud server B. So I'm using the bandwidth going down and up at the same time when I'm doing that. If all you're doing is streaming TV channels, having the super fast symmetrical and super high speed is not going to buy you a whole lot. It all depends upon what you're really doing.
Yeah, and your TV, if you are streaming, usually one of the settings will be it'll tell you what kind of speed you're getting. They'll have a either a test and give you the exact speeds, or it'll just tell you it's running fine or not. So, okay. Any other comments before we continue? Okay, let me share and come back here. let's see, built-in speed test. 7 features in Windows 11 you should start using. Oh, this should be interesting. I probably may dispute some of those. So let's F9. Am I an Edge? No, I'm not, I don't think. Yeah, I am. Why is it not working? Yeah, this website doesn't like it. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, so let's do it here. Oh, it's opening it. No. There we go. Okay, that's for that article. This article will not get larger. Nope. All right. Well, let's see. Copilot, your built-in AI assistant, live captions and real-time translation. If you have a need for dual languages, boy, the translation items that are out there are just amazing. You can do it live on your phone, or you can pass it back and forth, or they can have it on their phone, and you can have it on yours. You speak in your language, it shows up on their phone in their language, and when they speak, it shows up in your phone in English. So it's just amazing what can be done with translation. Don't fight it. If you need that service or you need that, look into it. There are just so many ways in which you can do translation these days. Text actions, grabbing text from screenshots. One of the most underrated tools in Windows 11. The AI-powered snipping tool now apparently will do that. You do OCR. Now, I don't use the snipping tool. I use something called Snagit, and Snagit does grab texts from a picture too. Let's see if I can find downloads. Okay, let's see if I've got something that I was playing with. Yeah, right here. Found it. Okay, I saw this on Facebook. Extensions that automate your entire browser. This is just a JPEG. But what I can do, there's several ways you can do it. I can do it in using Snagit, but you can also do it in the snipping tool, but you can also do it with any of the AI. So let's go ahead and just for the heck of it, let's do ChatGPT. And I'm going to say plus, and I'm going to add a photo. And what was the name of this one? Extensions. Right here. Okay, so I added it here and I said OCR this image. And so it's working. Taking longer than I thought it would. I can't remember if I might not have used ChatGPT the first time. Might have used Gemini, but you can use any of your chat programs to do this. I spelled this wrong, but that shouldn't be a bother for it. Well, while it's doing that, let's come up here, go here. Let's do Gemini. Gemini AI. tell it to upload a file and do the same one. Didn't mean to make this a big project. I got to find it again. Wonderful. I got too much in my download folder, don't I? Right here, open. Let's see if this is this is a bit faster, I would say. And let's go back to the other to see if it's, no, that was in here. All right, so it did finally get it. But let's go ahead and stay with Gemini. And then what I said is uh, add the link to each. And I should have also told it give its description as well. But so I can go to any one of these, and if I click that, it takes me right to it. So I've taken now a JPEG and made links out of it to go to the various things that are in it. Let's see if you have comments on that. Joe.
Yeah, I have a question about the AIs, and I've seen you doing this. Every time you put a graphic image, you click the plus sign first. I've never done that. I just hit copy and paste, and it puts the image in there, and then I tell it what I want it to do with the image.
Yeah,
Um,
there's different
is
ways to
is
skin a
that
cat. Yeah.
well, yeah, but is that plus sign absolutely? Is there some difference between that and just copy and pasting it without bothering with the plus?
No, I think it puts it in the same place.
Okay, I
It's
just
just
wanted to know.
there's other things that you can do it with documents and so on, and it just makes it easier.
Okay,
But yeah, it's the same.
okay, thank you.
But
I've used drag and drop too.
yeah,
Yeah,
you just drag it on there.
okay.
But you can see the benefits of using AI along with other things that you normally do. I think that's cool where I got a whole list of something and it's a picture of it. So now you can do if you're somewheres at a presentation and they got a screen up there and it's just you can just take a picture of it, bring it home and run it through AI and get the links to it. Stephanie.
Uh, can't you just it's print it as a PDF and wouldn't it pick that up?
Mm, no, it's a JPEG, so you'd have to, it would still be a picture in a PDF until you did something to OCR it. You can OCR in a PDF, but I don't know whether it'll do it within a picture. It'll do it if it was PDF'd. I don't know
Oh,
if that's a
I
word or
didn't
not.
notice that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can. I'd have to play with that to see, but it's certainly not going to be as clear and come out as good as this does. And uh, you've got to have the Acrobat program or an Acrobat reader that does OCR. Not all of them do. Any other comments, questions? Okay, let's go back and share. We'll go another item or two and then split off and then start the other where we're going to talk about a couple of things. Okay. Um, Best hidden Microsoft Word features. I'm going to skip that. 8 tips to organize files efficiently on your PC. Well, let's see what that's got to show us. Well, they don't like me not having ads, do you? Okay, let's try F9 to see if it goes around it. It does. Okay. 8 tips to organize files efficiently on your PC. Create a structured folder system. I try to, but boy, is it, it's a strange structure because it's goes back many, many years. But I do have folders, subfolders, and folders. And if I'm working with a bunch of pictures, let's say, and I only want to use a few of them, I'll create a subfolder, copy them all in, and then delete the ones I don't want to use. So I'll have a folder called use along with, and I want to keep all of the originals. So now I've got duplicates of a lot of those uh, images, but so I couldn't use an image duplicate find duplicate images program because I've got them by design. And of course, some of your cameras use a certain code and other cameras use a very similar code. So you might have 2 pictures that have the same name. Okay, so pin important folders to quick access. And quick access is changed now. Oh, wait a minute. Quick access has been file manager, isn't it? So let's do it. Let's do documents. And you can see I've got lots of folders, and then each of them have lots of subfolders, and all of them have folders. So I've got a pretty complete, and that's all under documents. But what it was saying here is pin important ones up here. In fact, I don't even use it in the quick access. I got some things here, but I don't use it at all. Comment? Okay, guess not. Okay, change the default save location of files. You know, when I save something, it always saves it to downloads. You can change that. And you do that in system, storage, and then new photos and videos will be saved to, and you can pinpoint where that is. So let's take a look at settings. And then let's see where it says to do it. Storage. And I don't know where storage is. It must be under something else now. It's changed. It's in system. And then storage right here. Yes. Okay. And then maybe under advanced. I'm not sure where that is. Anyone help me here?
I think under advanced.
It is. Okay, so that's where I am. Storage sense cleanup, advanced storage settings.
You just went over it there.
I'm sorry?
You where your cursor is now.
Okay. No.
It should be under system storage, where new content is saved.
System storage. I think they've changed it.
Try
Well,
advanced storage
I did a
settings.
search. I did a search for default save locations, and that's how I got there. It may be
You
under storage.
scrolled past it,
Yeah,
Hewie.
you
I saw it a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's go
click on
back.
advanced storage settings and it's a
Storage.
little
There it is.
further.
There it is.
Where is it?
Little, about an
Advanced
inch
storage
further.
settings. Where new
Where
content is
Yeah, there it
saved.
is. Yep.
Very good.
There we go.
Very good. That's
There
it.
we go.
Yeah.
You can also, on the fly, change the download destination within a browser. It works in Firefox, it works in Chrome, it works in Edge. And you just go into settings and it's on the left-hand panel, download.
So new documents will save to, and it's Windows C. All right, so it doesn't save it. This isn't saying it's going to go to downloads. So, and that's where it does go. So there's something else too that
Hmm.
determines that.
Huey,
Yes.
if you go to, I was going to leave the share open, please. Go to
And
settings.
hang on, let me get to it again.
No, not Windows settings, browser settings.
Oh, okay. And I'm in
You're in
Edge.
Chrome,
I'm
Edge,
in
that's
Edge.
fine. And go down to settings. And the second group of options says language downloads, left-hand panel. Languages downloads below it. Whoop, too far. Right below languages says downloads.
Oh, okay.
That's where you can change the destination folder for anything you're downloading from the web in
There's
any
location
browser.
right here. Yeah, okay, yeah, because right now it's saying downloads and you can change it.
Yes.
So you can
And
create your own folder and call
exactly.
it whatever you want to call it instead of downloads and use downloads for other things.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's why we're here. We all learn from these sessions,
From
including
each
me.
other. Absolutely.
Okay, I think it's time for us to take our 5 minute break, and then Drew's going to come back with a couple of things he's going to show us. Before we do that, let me do one more share. And this has been the Sarasota Technology User Group, STUG, and the Central Florida Computer Society, CFCS, Windows Special Interest Group, or WinSIG, for Sunday, March 8th, 2026. We meet the second Sunday of every month. We hope to see you next month. And with that, stop the share. And then I am going to stop the recording and then start it. So don't run away. You don't have to leave. You're still going to learn some important stuff, but it is a long afternoon. So I am going to stop the recording